These boys that we brought to the court today, all of them are adults. Most of them are married men. None of them is a minor. Some of them are university graduates. The small kids you are seeing here, they came with some of their parents to come and greet their loved ones. They are not even the real suspect standing trial in this case. These boys were arrested in Kaduna and Zaria. Imagine the level we find ourselves now. Do you know how much it costs us to be at this level of a democracy in this country? These young boys are trying to destabilize Nigeria using the Russian flags and other countries, calling on the military to remove our president. Is it fair to even remove the state governors that they don't want democracy again? If you don't like democracy, are we forcing you? You go back home and sit. Everybody is enjoying their fundamental rights. Nobody is abusing their rights. Everybody is enjoying free movement, and everything's are moving fine in the country. These boys, only for no reason, they started protests, violent protests with the flags, foreign flags, Russian flags. Haba, is that what we want in this country? Don't mind the Defense Council. They will always say something to tarnish the name of Nigerian police. It's not true.
So how can a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy who is looking very frail and malnourished attempt to overthrow the presidency? That is a matter for another day. But we have filed an application contesting and challenging the powers of the courts to try these young persons.
Yaya Bello, 6 months later, has not been arrested. But you arrest our children. You keep them in custody for 93 days. These children, they are already looking like they have kwashiorkor. They are malnourished. You understand? Then you cannot keep them in custody for this long. This is the reasons why our rating in the Human Rights Index is poor, is bad.
So yesterday, this news of these underage kids that have been incarcerated by the Bola Tinubu administration broke out and set the internet on fire. I said the internet because that is what most Nigerians are known for, just to complain on the internet. We're going to talk about that later. So many reaction has greeted that incident that the government of Bola Tinubu could incarcerate kids that protested against him. Now, the presidential candidate of the PDP in the 2023 general election, Atiku Abubakar, has blasted Bola Tinubu for incarcerating kids that went out to protest against him. Atiku took to his social media platform to blast Bola Tinubu over the incident, and he said, "A disturbing video of malnourished children being arraigned before a federal high court on the orders of Bola Tinubu-led federal government has come to my attention. The horrible scene reminiscent of the Nazi concentration camp once again reflect the low value this government places on the life of the vulnerable, especially children." Atiku emphasized the importance of protecting children's rights, referencing Section 11 of the Child Rights Act, which guarantees the dignity of every child. He quoted the act stating, "Every child is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person, and accordingly no child shall be subjected to physical, mental, or emotional injury, abuse, neglect, or maltreatment, including sexual abuse, nor shall any child be subjected to torture, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment." Atiku criticized the delay in the arraignment of these children, noting, "These children are being persecuted for their alleged involvement in the End Bad Governance protests that occurred between August 1st and August 10, 2024. If they are just being arraigned 3 months later, one can only imagine the dehumanizing condition they've endured during their detention." Atiku Abubakar further expressed his disappointment that a leader who once fought for Nigerians' democracy and led protests is now demonizing those who peacefully protest against the impact of his harsh policies. Children, who are among the most affected by these policies, have every right to protest peacefully as guaranteed by the Constitution and the Child Rights Act. A nation can be assessed by how it treats its most vulnerable citizens. It is saddening that even underage children are not spared from the wickedness of T-Pain, he said. The disturbing condition under which the children accused were brought to court only reinforced the justification of their participation in the protest in the first place. Now, similarly, former Minister of Education, Ezekwesili, also wrote an open letter to Bola Ahmed Tinubu urging him to order the immediate stop to prosecution of the minors. Ezekwesili took to her X account to call out Tinubu on the prosecution of the protesters. He captioned the letter, "Official bad." Ezekwesili said, "Here is the solid evidence of the Nigerian government punishing your citizens for daring to tell you the truth of bad governance by your administration. No one can ever solve a problem they deny and refuse to own. No one. Agitations to end bad government Nigeria is shared by overwhelming majority of your citizens. For real, how many of your citizens can you take to court like done in these manners? How many of your citizens can you detain and deprive of their freedom like done in these manners? Hear me, no ruler has ever won against their people forever. Check history. Note that I wrote ruler and not leader. A repressive class of politicians in Nigeria are not leaders. You all have severely failed the test of leadership because you act as wicked rulers who feel entitled to the publicly funded luxurious life while repressing and pauperizing the citizens." Ezekwesili further went on to speak about the judiciary, and she states, "The evident corrupted capture of our judiciary by the Nigerian government is playing out on candid camera before the eyes of the world. The trial of these minors is one of many examples these days. Stop the wicked prosecution of these minors immediately and send the children back to their parents and guardians. Next, ensure that they are compensated for the physical, mental, emotional, and overall psychological damage you have done to them by abusing the powers of the Nigerian state and grossly violating their constitutional rights. When those children came out to protest asking you to end bad governance in Nigeria, they were telling you the truth and nothing but the truth. I hope you start listening to what majority of your citizens, especially these children, are telling you daily." She concluded with a famous statement that was made in Lagos when Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited the market. "AP Mpower, we are hungry. Nothing lasts forever. Today is not forever." Okay, now, one of the ministers under President Muhammadu Buhari administration, I am not even supposed to read his message because he is part of this government. He is part of the wickedness in the land. But I need to read it because everyone must stand up to condemn this act that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done to these children. This is a treasonable offense. Bola Ahmed Tinubu tortured innocent young Nigerians, kids, and it's a treasonable offense. Sir Pantami wrote this on his official X account and he said, "Dear Inspector General of Police, I am writing to bring to your attention a disturbing video I recently came across showing minors appearing in court in a visibly malnourished and sickly state. This is unacceptable in any decent society. As a compassionate society, it is our collective duty to protect the most vulnerable among us, particularly children. Ensuring their safety, well-being, and justice is not only a moral obligation, but also a fundamental human right. In the Child Rights Act 2003, Section 11, it is stated that every child is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person, and accordingly, no child shall be subjected to physical, mental, or emotional injury, abuse, or neglect, or maltreatment. I respectfully respect that you investigate this matter urgently and take necessary actions to 1. Ensure the immediate care and protection of these children. 2. Identify and hold accountable those responsible for their condition. And 3. Prevent similar situations from occurring in the future. Protecting the weak and vulnerable is a cornerstone of justice, and I trust that your office, in collaboration with other institutions, will take this matter seriously. Thank you for your prompt attention." Of course, you all know that Peter Obi will not be left out. Peter Obi equally took to his social media account to blast the federal government over that unfortunate video. And he said, "I just watched the disturbing and condemnable scene captured in a circulating video showing 124 protesters, among them minors, appearing in court today as part of effort to secure the enforcement of their fundamental rights. The footage revealed minors, some so weak that they could barely stand, others fainting from sheer exhaustion and lack of nourishment. These children appear visibly malnourished and starved, a condition that could alarm the conscience of every citizen in our nation. From their look, they were poorly handled despite being in custody of the federal government of Nigeria. The offense being alleged against the suspect, including minors, is protesting against bad governance that was directly affecting their livelihood and which our constitution under a democratic dispensation guarantees them. Curiously, most of the people in government today leverage this aspect of the constitution, standing as champions of good governance while in opposition. Moreover, our status presumes that suspects deserve some dignity, even in a correctional home as human beings. The reason why we shall all be concerned about a situation like this is because we are part of a global community where human dignity should be respected. Mr. Peter Obi went further to call on relevant authorities, especially the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, the police and the DSS, as well as the National Human Rights Commission to thoroughly investigate such human treatment of minors to avert such incidents in the future. When I started this, I said the whole social media was set on fire because of that video. This is what Nigerians are known for. Incidents like this should have sparked a nationwide protest. But no, Nigerians concentrated themselves on the social media. Maybe they don't understand the implication of what Bola Tinubu is doing to this case. Bola Tinubu is sending a warning to everyone out there. You dare not protest against me. If I can do this to kids, that means I will do worse to you adults if you dare protest against me. Now, what are these children protesting against? They are protesting against bad government. They are protesting against hunger and hardship. Are we experiencing all of these in Nigeria? Yes, we are experiencing them in large quantities, and most of these children are affected. They have the right to go out on the streets to protest, but Tinubu is incarcerating them in a more dehumanizing condition. What Tinubu is doing is warning everybody. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do in this country, and nobody has any right to protest against me. No Nigerian has any right to come out and protest against bad governance. And Nigerians are silent. They are just watching it, complaining just on social media. And the government has gone ahead to give them bail of 10 million naira. A lawmaker assaulted someone in this country, and he was granted bail of 500,000 naira. But innocent kids are being granted bail of 10 million naira. What a country! What a country! Such despicable acts. And you wonder why this country is not going forward. How will this country grow? How will this country move forward when innocent kids are being treated in such manner? No country in the world progress or develop when her citizens are subjected in a more dehumanizing condition that we are experiencing now. This is such a shame to the once regarded giant of Africa.